Hey party people, I'm Kitty. Welcome to my channel, and if you're a returning viewer, you get a gold star today. Congratulations. So today I'm going to dye my hair and tell some medical story times that are fairly recent. I might do some other things, but I'm really not sure. So it'll be a surprise, I guess, for all of us. But I'm for sure doing the story time, so stick around. It'll be fun. And before we get started, don't forget to give a like and subscribe to fight the turfs, because they still bother me on a daily basis. Let's get into it. I hope you can hear me all right. I put the microphone up by the camera, so we'll see. I have some Arctic Fox Girls Night ready to go, and some gloves, and we're gonna color my hair and do some medical story times. I'm sure I look great. I've got my hair coloring robe on. It's a nightmare. But I'm just gonna use my hands, go right in. So recently I went to the ER because I thought I had pancreatitis. It turns out I do not. So that's good. But it was an interesting experience. So there was this woman who came in before me. She was very interesting. She got in like right before I did. And she was in a wheelchair, wrapped in a sheet. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if like she did that or if they did that to her, because she kept like messing with it with her arms. Like she just kept like moving her arms around. This old lady in a wheelchair started a fight with someone in the emergency room, waiting room. Like, what? And she was just yelling at her and going on and like cussing at her. Why is my hair orange in this light? It's very orange in this light. I don't know if you can see that. Interesting, very interesting. Wow, I'm hyper focusing. Okay. How do people do get readies with me? Because I'm just like zoned the fuck out. Oh my gosh, that is still just so crazy to me. This old woman just in a wheelchair starting a fight. So they come up to her because she's just yelling, and the employees are yelling at her from across the room, and they're like, calm down, you gotta stop yelling, calm down, stop yelling, stop fighting. And she just won't stop yelling. So they come up and they tell her, they're like, we're gonna kick you out if you don't stop. Which I don't even know you could get like kicked out of the emergency room like that, because like it's emergency care. Yeah, they said she was gonna get kicked out. So they told her she had to stop, and they started it, they're yelling at me. And they're like, we looked at the cameras and like no one's yelling at you. I heard them once. They did say something, but I don't know who started it. But I did hear them say something at least once. But yeah, they were like, we looked at the cameras, we didn't see anyone talk to you. So she was just yelling at these people. And her boyfriend was like kind of getting involved, kind of not. And he had his phone plugged in at a little charging station, and he would just run over there every few minutes, and every time he looked like really paranoid and would just be looking around. Every time he's looking at his phone, he'd be like, She started singing along to the TV. That was really funny. She just went from like really, really angry and then just started singing like really goofy things. But I'm pretty sure all the employees knew her because they seem to have recognized her. Oh, she kept stopping the employees and being like, do you have any beds upstairs? Hey, do you have any beds upstairs? She just kept doing that. I don't know why, but apparently she is a regular there. When she did get to go back, the nurse was like, because she was in a wheelchair, and the nurse was like, can you walk? And she was like, no. And then she was like, how are you gonna get in the bed if you can't walk? Because she kept saying over and over and over again about how much she wanted to be in the bed. So she's like, how are you gonna do that then? I mean, I think they're used to seeing her and they were kind of tired of her shit. I can't tell if she was making things up or not, but she did not seem completely stable. Anyway, I did a little bit off camera Okay, so her partner, once she got taken back, so he kept putting his mask down, like under his nose, and the employees kept telling him to put it back on, and he just kept doing it. And once she went up, or once she got a room, he just started walking around everywhere and like bothering all the employees. It was really weird. And I think they threatened to kick him out even. I forgot about this one lady. There was another lady behind me who I just heard her say, "I'm gonna take this IV out myself." She never did, but boy, that would have been an adventure. Once I was in my room, there was this old man next to me who was very hard of hearing. I could just hear like the nurse like screaming everything she was saying, and I could hear it all, and he was just like, "What?" It was so awkward because I was like, I feel like I should not be hearing this right now. Oh, it was funny though. I mean, it was, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? You gotta find something funny when you're in the ER because the ER sucks. So at least I had all of that entertainment while I was there. It wasn't too boring, fortunately. Now, the unfortunate thing is I cannot remember what my second story was. That was a medical story. I can think of one, but I don't know if that's the one I was like planning on telling. My first PCP when I moved here, she was interesting. She had a really good rating, so I was like, yeah, this will be great. It was not. She spent like 30 minutes just talking about her niece after like I waited and waited for her for like an hour, and then she was just talking about her niece, and I'm like, I can't spend my whole day here. But I was having like every single night, and I still do this often, but like at night I get really, really, really hot in my sleep, and I like radiate heat, and I think I might get a fever. So she was like, "It sounds like you have malaria." And I was like, how? It's been a whole year since I had been out of the country. So I was like, there's no way it would just be showing up that I have malaria. But she was, yeah, very wrong on that. She didn't seem to have any clue what was going on with me, even though I figured it out myself. But anyway, I digress. Her nurse, I remember one time her nurse was like taking blood samples, and I'm hypoglycemic, so I have low blood sugar often. So when I get my blood taken in large amounts, you know, it like lowers your blood sugar, and I already have low blood sugar, and it always makes me crash really, really bad. But like an insane crash, because my whole face goes white, my lips go white, I feel like I'm gonna pass out, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, I get super, super hot. Yeah, I could just barely stay awake. But I actually, like, I was like, I'm gonna throw up, because I was there for like GI stuff, and I was like, I'm going to throw up, and the nurse was like, are you really gonna throw up right now? And then I did. And I just can't believe he said that. And then I went to my rheumatology appointment recently, and he was there. So he's somebody else's nurse now, but I could not believe I was seeing him again. I was like, ew, don't want to see you. And then that was an interesting appointment, because it was my first time going to a rheumatologist, and I went to like the cardiologist, and I've been to a GI. And every single time, the first appointment is like kind of like just a consultation, and then you set up all like the labs. But no, I got to rheumatology, and they're just like, okay, we're going to do x-rays of your whole body, and we're going to do a lot of blood work. It was so much blood work, and so my blood sugar crashed. It was really bad. I felt awful, and they didn't even have any juice or anything. Usually, like, if you get that much blood taken, they usually have something there. Because it was like 6 vials maybe, and they said that they do that all the time there, and I'm like, you really never have a blood sugar crash after that? Because like, that's why you have to have like cookies and juice after you donate blood. So like you would think they would, when they're taking large samples, they would be prepared for that, but they were not. And I felt bad because she seemed busy and she was just sitting there like fanning me, and then I could see that her arm started to hurt and she kept doing it. Oh, I felt bad. And then the only food they had was meat, and I was like, I'm a vegetarian. It was very interesting. That's all I can think of right now. I mean, there was another time where I went to the ER where it was for the same thing as this last time actually, but they did my vitals, and then that was it. And then they came back an hour later and said, do you feel better? And at that point, like, yes I did, because I've been laying down that long. I mean, it still fucking hurt, but yes, I felt better. Then I came in and they were just like, okay, and sent me home. I was like, you're literally doing absolutely nothing. When I came into the ER for abdominal, I do not understand, like, severe abdominal pain. And it's just amazing how often women's pain is overlooked, considering we have a higher threshold for pain. So it doesn't even make sense. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to just finish my hair. I'm standing in the sunlight trying to get it a good view for you, but I can't really tell how it is right now. There's still a little blonde in it. I don't know. It's because I missed some spots because I wasn't taking thin enough sections, which it very well could have been that. Or if it's because I still had some yellow on my hair, but okay, I'm gonna back up from the microphone so it's not annoying and try to actually show you. I didn't do the best job, but I still like it. I talked enough. I hope you enjoyed those stories and that you like my hair, I guess. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe. And if you made it all the way here, comment below what you want to color your hair. And I will see you guys next time.